Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about a secret weapon that every design and development team should have in their back pocket. It's called internal microtesting. Now it sounds kind of technical, but trust me, it's a super simple step that can make a massive difference in your project. So let's dive right in.
Just think about it for a second. You've poured weeks, maybe even months, into building this amazing prototype. You're finally ready for the big reveal with stakeholders or real users. And then, the very first thing they click on is a broken link. Or they spot a glaring typo. And just like that, the entire focus shifts. Your big moment? Kind of derailed.
And that right there brings us to our first big idea, what I like to call the hidden distraction. We're talking about those small, seemingly harmless errors that can have a huge impact on how people see your work. So what's really happening here? Well, these tiny issues completely hijack the conversation. Instead of talking about your brilliant concept or that awesome user flow you designed, the person testing your prototype gets totally hung up on a button that doesn't work. They start pointing out all the little cosmetic flaws, and you're stuck there saying, just ignore that. Or even worse, you're trying to fix it on the fly instead of actually listening to what they have to say.
And here's the bottom line. Every single minute you spend explaining away a typo is a minute you're not getting valuable insights on your actual design. These superficial mistakes literally stop you from having those deep, meaningful conversations that actually move a project forward. Honestly, it's a waste of everybody's time. So, how do we fix this? How do we avoid this whole mess? Well, this is where the hero of our story comes in: internal microtesting. This is your best defense against the tyranny of those tiny, distracting errors.
Put simply, it's just a quick checkup you do with your own team after you've made some changes. You're not looking for big philosophical feedback here. You're just asking two simple questions. 1, did the fixes we just made actually work? And 2, just as important, did we accidentally break something else in the process?
This is the perfect analogy. I mean, you would never submit a huge, important paper without proofreading it for spelling and grammar, right? Of course not. This is the exact same idea. Microtesting is just proofreading for functionality, making sure everything is polished and ready before you put it in front of a real audience.
Okay, so you get the why, it all makes sense. But what about the how? What does this actually look like in practice? Let's walk through a super simple guide to running a quick and really effective microtest. This is your core checklist. It's that simple. First, click every single button you can find. Does it do what it's supposed to? Next, go through all your links. Do they take you to the right screen? Then, just give all the text a quick scan. Are there any obvious typos? Is there any weird text that's overlapping other stuff? And finally, just run through your main user journeys. Does the whole experience feel smooth and unbroken? And hey, while you're at it, keep your eyes peeled for these other usual suspects. You know, things like misaligned boxes or images, an interaction or an animation that feels a little janky, or maybe the fonts and colors aren't quite consistent from one screen to the next. You're basically on a hunt for any small visual glitch that could pull a user out of the moment. You know, following this quick guide doesn't just give you a better prototype, it leads to something that might be even more valuable, a massive confidence boost for you and your entire team.
I mean, just look at this comparison. It's night and day, right? Without microtesting, your big feedback sessions get bogged down by silly mistakes. Your team is playing defense, and the whole thing just feels unprofessional. But with microtesting, your prototype feels stable and ready. And because of that, users can focus on the big ideas, and your team can focus on the most important thing, just listening. That builds so much confidence when you head into those really important formal testing weeks.
So the ultimate payoff here is really simple. By investing just a few minutes in these quick internal checks, you pretty much guarantee that your formal testing sessions are going to be way more productive. You get better feedback, and that, of course, leads to a much better final product. It's a tiny investment with a huge return.
And that really is the key takeaway here. Microtesting isn't about being a perfectionist just for the sake of it. It's a strategic move. It's about taking care of all those little details ahead of time so that when it really counts, you and your users can put all your energy into focusing on the big, game-changing ideas. Thanks for watching.